It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
I use Book a Limo on all my trips. They have drivers everywhere.
I always feel safe when I travel with their chauffeurs, from hello to goodbye.
Checking rates, booking, and managing clients' reservations online is so easy.
The confirmations, trip reminders, and car status updates are great when I'm on the go.
I want my clients to have the best experience during their trip. That's why I've used Book a Limo for the past 30 years.
What's your destination? Book a Limo, any car, anywhere.
I use Book a Limo on all my trips. They have drivers everywhere.
I always feel safe when I travel with their chauffeurs, from hello to goodbye.
Checking rates, booking, and managing clients' reservations online is so easy.
The confirmations, trip reminders, and car status updates are great when I'm on the go.
I want my clients to have the best experience during their trip. That's why I've used Book a Limo for the past 30 years.
What's your destination? Book a Limo, any car, anywhere.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Hey, it's Aaron Miller, the Pittsburgh mortgage guy, letting you know mortgage rates have dropped, and it might be time to refinance or cash out your equity. I'll run your cost-benefit options to see if it makes sense. Call me, your trusted mortgage advisor.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock alongside Kevin Zielmanski, back again at the RMU Island Sports Center inside the Clearview Arena here in Neville Township, Pennsylvania for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. Rain, rain, go away. Let the Class A champions play. The last time there was a repeat champion in PIHL Class A was Franklin Regional in 2017. In the 7 years since, 7 different champions. In the last 6 years, 5 of the Class A Penguins Cup champions have been first-time winners, including the team in red that just took the ice, the defending champion Avonworth Antelopes, which tonight take on the #1 overall team during the regular season in PIHL Class A, the Blue Division champion Canon McMillan Big Macs. And Kevin, this Antelope squad has one of the top offenses in the entire PIHL. The Big Macs have one of the top defensive clubs in the entire PIHL. Something's got to give in semifinal #1 here tonight.
Yeah, that's the matchup. When you want to break it down, it's the, as they say north of the border, it's going to be an Antelope's offense against the goaltending and defense of Canon McMillan. Avonworth, for the season, they scored 161 goals, clearly the most in single A, even though the teams don't cross over during the regular season. That's good for 7.9 goals per game. So what do they do in the playoffs, Matt? They push it higher, and they're at 9 goals per game in the playoffs as Avonworth after they defeat 2 teams with 9 goals. In the first round, it was 9-3 over Beaver, and then in the quarters, it was 9-4 over Moon. I was here for the call on that one, and it's just everything is clicking offensively for the Avonworth Antelopes. So I'm very interested to get a look at Canon McMillan, who I've not seen this season. They come into the season. They've only allowed 23 goals for 1.15 goals against. And when you look at their goaltender, Aiden Bobbs, what about Bobbs? Well, he had a 1.18 goals against average for a 94.6 save percentage, 5 shutouts. He allowed 20 goals on 368 shots, 348 saves. So that is kind of the matchup on the marquee. Now, of course, there are always other matchups. You know, you got the goaltending and defense for Avonworth against the Big Macs offense. So we'll see how that one shakes out. The Big Macs had Elliot Moser. He reached 30 points on the season, 11 goals, 19 assists, 1 assist in the postseason. But when you mark down all the points in the playoffs and you look at the Antelopes, I mean, they have Jesenowski and Powell with 49 points on a year. Linus Jesenowski, 27 goals. He's added 3 more in the playoffs. Owen Stiers, he's added 7 points in the playoffs on 2 goals, 5 assists to his 39 points. So they go 2 with 49, 2 with 39, 1 with 32. And that's typically, Matt, where you see the double digits end, but they still got more. They got a 24-point score, 21, 20, 18, and 13. So it's an impressive array of distributed talent offensively for Avonworth.
Jesenowski riding a 13-game goal streak, number 74 in red, here into the Penguins Cup semifinal round. And who could forget Dodovsky, the Avonworth senior captain, 78 in red, going off for that 5-goal explosion in last year's historic Penguins Cup final upset of the mighty Mars Planets, who are in action later tonight against Old Foe Quaker Valley. In the meantime, though, we've got the Lopes under Chris Chiasano, who have been playing on the front foot collectively all year long against the Big Macs team, who, as you very aptly put it, Kevin, are a little bit more comfortable playing a patient game and manufacturing their offense and relying upon the stout team defense and goaltending of all-star senior Aiden Bobbs. Braden Edgar, though, was a star offensively for the Macs this season, leading them with 16 goals. And it was his natural hat trick late in period 3 in a 5-minute span, for that matter, that helped the Big Macs survive the upset bid by number 5 seed Butler at Prince Cape Arena in the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, Aiden Hyden added a goal. Brendan Lamago added 2 assists. Barry and Elliot Moser each had 1 assist for the Big Macs.
Edgar, number 11 in white, warming up somewhere in the mix off to our right. And you mentioned Moser, the points leader. He's wearing the A for alternate captain, along with Grayson Costa, his fellow senior. Brendan Lamago is the Canon McMillan team captain. Moser wearing number 93 in white. And he's due for a big playoff game as well. He only had 1 point in that win over the Golden Tornado. And number 93 in white warming up in the mix off to our right is certainly going to be one to watch up front for Canon McMillan, coached for the 3rd year in a row by a familiar face, or at least one that I know is familiar to you, Kevin. Yeah. Chuck Fink, the old Jefferson Hills man. He coached at Washington and Jefferson College for a bit. He coached at South Park for a bit. He was with TJ for a bit as a player. And now he's back in his 3rd year behind the Canon McMillan bench, leading the Big Macs to their first Penguins Cup semifinal berth in over a decade.
Yeah, I remember watching him on those Thomas Jefferson teams when they won 3 championships in a row. And he's been around for a while, and he was nice enough to stop up here behind us before the game and thank us for our efforts and said he was watching all week. So we appreciate that. And he's behind the bench for the Big Macs as they look to get back into the winner's circle. They got 2 Penguin Cups, both in 3A, back in as they put the lights down, man, on me. It's hard for me to see my notes. I think it was 15 and 10 and 15. And then, but neither of these teams, Avonworth won last year in 1A. They've not secured a Pennsylvania Cup yet. Canon Mac lost in 2010 to Cardinal O'Hara, in 2015 to Holy Ghost Prep, and last year Avonworth lost to Garnet Valley in a game that wasn't really close.
The Lopes, nonetheless, last year's feel-good story, arguably, of the Penguins Cup playoffs, winning their first ever championship in just their third year as a Class A member and pure PIHL program consisting entirely of players from their own school district. They were established in 2019 as a Division II co-op program, and here they are once again. Take it away, Austin McLean.
Presents a semifinal matchup between the visiting number 2 seed in the 4th division, the Avonworth Antelopes. And the number 1 seed in the blue division, the Canon McMillan Big Rocks. This time we ask you to please rise as you're able and move your hats and direct your attention to the flags beside the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem.
Thank you, Austin McLean. Tonight's USA Hockey officiating crew for game number 1, the referees, Pisano and Banasic. The linesmen, Bensko and March. Aiden Bobbs, as Kevin said, in goal for Canon McMillan. For the Avonworth Antelopes, flying comparatively under the radar, but coming off a very strong regular season in which he won 14 games, Andrew Hetchko, the All-Star Junior. He's been okay in the playoffs, but hasn't had to be spectacular because of the ability of Avonworth to outscore whatever deficiencies they may possess. Hetchko third in goalie wins during the regular season, top 6 in GAA during the regular season at 2.29, 350 GAA, 833 save percentage through 2 Penguins Cup playoff rounds. Bobbs in his last 4, 075, 974, and 1 shutout. He has been, to say the least, lights out. The teams are ready. The officials are ready. The nylon has been properly inspected prior to nuzzling. And that's all I have to say about that. The Penguins Cup Class A semifinals are underway with the Lopes controlling this puck and moving it from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device. All-Star Cooper Powell across the line. He of the 100 career point club. He's dispossessed quickly, but the Lopes fire it on Bobbs, who makes his first save of the night. Colin Anderson out in front. Jesenowski's shot blocked by Costa. Good opening shift by Avonworth. It's cleared back towards center by Lamago. It's off the hand of Brendan Hennigan, the senior forward for Avonworth. Lopes trying to go right back to work on their forecheck in the first minute of first period play. But the Big Macs finally gain possession, and that outlet pass is beyond the purview of senior all-star Michael Traynor, who scored 15 goals prior to these Penguins Cup playoffs, and Canon Mac is called for icing.
Well, little bench management by Coach Chiasano on who he put out there for the first shift, and they got a lot of pressure in zone time, Matt. And now he comes back with some of her bigger scores for the Antelopes, and they get the ozone draw.
Dudovsky out in front underneath the stick of Luke Ermlich, who's scored 3 times in these Penguins Cup playoffs. Randy Bevan retreating under heavy pressure from Moser. 30 points even for Moser on the regular season, as Kevin had mentioned, to spearhead the Canon McMillan offense. The Lopes, Murphy dumped this puck deep into Canon Mac territory, and deep enough, in fact, for our second icing call, which comes a minute 20 in.
And another line change for both benches. It's my first look at the Big Macs this season. They had such a good season. Interested to watch them play here tonight. They get a chance on the ozone draw.
Trainer's line stays out to take it and wins it. Trainer with this puck on the hash. Edgar tied up in the circle. Joey Moore through center. Moore returning to Avonworth in high school hockey this season after a couple of years playing travel hockey. One of the workhorses of this Avonworth club.
Matt, that sometimes happens when you have success and you win a trophy and you see all the attention it gets. All of a sudden, players that get more interested in participating in the high school team.
Or coming back, as the case may be. Aaron Salomon, the junior defenseman, on here, controlling it for the Big Macs up high. It's deflected in on Hetchko, and Hetchko sands stick, holds it for a faceoff.
Get a look at this one. It's just a little dump from the boards down below the goal line. So good triangulation by the Big Macs offense, and Hetko was there to make the save. As they're bottled up now on this line for the Big Macs, as we look for a little bit of flow in this first period.
Rocco Musto with points in 5 of his last 6, taking that faceoff for the Big Macs, but the Lopes control it. Owen Stiers, one of the breakout players for Avonworth this season, around to the near side. His turnaround shot denied by Bobs. It's loose in front. Moore couldn't pull it to his forehand. Too many white shirts collapsing in front of goaltender Bobs. Connor Stokes going D to D with his partner Salomon. Lopes will reset at their own end. Jesenowski from the neutral zone sends it behind the Canon Mac cage. Bobs playing it around to his left for Aiden Heinen. Heinen up to Musto. Musto over the attacking line for CM. Musto hit against the glass behind Hetchko. That puck out in front to nobody in particular except Jesenowski. Austin Smith retreating defensively. Anderson with a keep at right point. He floats it in on goal, and that's held by Bobs.
A couple things I like there for Avonworth. When Canon McMillan crossed that blue line on that rush, Matt, they had all 5 red jerseys back on the right side of the puck, and when that was centered, you mentioned Jesenowski picked it up. He was in a proper spot defensively to intercept that pass and start the counter.
Canon Mac wins this faceoff back to center red. Controlling it is Digby Bednar. Bednar with a sibling who played for another South Hills team, Bethel Park, in recent seasons. An unusual situation there by PIHL standards to have siblings playing for different interscholastic teams, but that was the case as Hetchko covers that one.
All playoff games live and on demand. Visit TenbandTV to relive all the action and highlights for the 2026 Penguins Cup playoffs. You can also view Tenband on their YouTube channel.
Costa, who's played in 70 career games prior to tonight, taking that face-off. Dylan Isbell controlling it at center for Canon Mac. He's forced off the puck by Dudovsky. Dudovsky trying to hit Shields. That goes underneath the stick of Luke Ermlich. Sent back into the zone by Bevan. Ermlich anticipating out in front for Dudovsky, who deflects it wide. Dudovsky from behind the net trying to hit Shields on the backdoor pass. Nothing doing. Lopes deep on the right wing. Shields from an angle. Bob's there with the glove.
Well, to the credit of the Antelopes, Matt, when they get in there, it doesn't seem to be just a one-shot effort, right? They find a way to establish the forecheck, sustain the pressure, and put a few shots on goal. And Bob's had to make both saves.
Dudovsky trying to win it to Bevan. He does. Ermlich reels it in, shoots it off a body. Salomon blocking that attempt right in front. Stokes to Edgar. Ermlich to Shields. Salomon trying to get it around to Bevan. Instead, it comes out to Bednar. Bednar from the left circle. Bednar driving the goal, put it off the side of the net, and it comes out in front right off one of the Avonworth sticks in front of goaltender Hetchko. Dudovsky in control now for the Lopes. Played back to center where it's held by Stokes. Kane and Mack tend to dump this puck. Both teams making changes. 4.5 minutes into a scoreless game. Jackson Pihl inside the line. This went through the skates of Moser and right to Jack Dolan. The Lopes come over the line again. Moore trying to force the issue. Tristan Bobbs on defense, playing it across and with it now, and firing it on Hetchko is Trainer. Hetchko flashing that leather.
Well, right here's a good poke check forward for Canon McMillan. That's Trainer. And he was able to kind of settle that down and test Hetchko right there with that shot.
Face off one back to Bednar. Bednar to the vacant corner. Turnaround attempt is blocked. Good play by Lamago to keep it in. Cross ice pass. Too many red shirts in the way. Lamago pivoting in front of the home bench. Sends it in behind the Avonworth net. Anticipating is Musto. He gets rattled by Anderson on the half wall. Tristan Bobbs retaliating as the Big Macs play this puck. This slap shot is smacked toward goal and a penalty forthcoming, which is why goaltender Hetchko left his net.
Matt, I didn't see the arm go up, and all of a sudden I'm watching this big shot, and the goalkeeper's like streaking out of the net, and I'm wondering what was happening on that one. So we're going to have our first opportunity for Avonworth on the power play, Matt. A scary power play at that. On the regular season, this team went 22 of 44, 50%, which is just insane numbers. 4-7 in the playoffs, 57.1.
The number one power play against the number one penalty kill. The Macs at one point killed off 41 straight from October 28th through February 2nd. They've allowed only 2 power play goals since October 28th. Both of them were to Quaker Valley, the team that spoiled their undefeated season back in that Groundhog Day contest.
65 of 69 in the regular season, 94.2, and in the playoffs, 3 for 3.
51% that Avonworth power play through the quarterfinal round. Just unbelievable the way they've been able to capitalize on their chances. And yet when you see all the talent on that roster, quite believable. Dudovsky in front, shot by Dolan, better save by Bobbs. And Dolan has been quiet lately, Kevin. He almost woke up there.
Well, you get a look at Bobbs. Aiden Bobbs wearing the unusual number 14 for a goal. He's a good push, Matt. What I liked is he came across with his glove in the air and the glove forward. So he took away the time and space on that shot.
Jasanowski from the short side, and that missed out the other end. Powell hurries to the rebound for Stiers. Stiers tied up by Jake Berry. Lopes control this puck. Jasanowski from the corner, resetting to Stiers. 1:10 to go on the Penny power play. Powell, that shot by Dudovsky missing on the one-timer. And Hetchko and Avonworth have to go fetch. Chuck Fink getting some fresh penalty killers out there. Midway through the man advantage for Avonworth. Powell, left circle. Powell, good stick there. In the corner by Salomon. Powell tied up trying to work this puck free. Stiers in the thick of this as well for Avonworth. Ryan Graham going to work with his stick. Dudovsky, a desperation move to keep it in. Jasanowski, side of the net, put just wide. Oh, a good effort there by Powell, just couldn't hit the target. Steyer's trying to keep it in with under half a minute to go on the power play, but it's turned over to Costa. And here comes Costa shorthanded for the Big Macs. He'll just take some more time off the clock. Lopes make a change. Last rush maybe, but Costa takes Steyer's off that puck. Bevan retaliating as Klein collects it for Avonworth.
Goaltender needed to communicate with Steyer's right there. He thought he had time circling the net, but he was pressured.
Big Mac's back to full strength. Ermlich driving the net, but dispossessed by Stokes. Bevan keeps it in at the far boards. Moore behind the net. Moore and company work it up top. Klein deliberately shooting it wide. I'm not sure if he and Ermlich were on the same wavelength there. Shields going to work behind the goal line. Klein from the right point to Ermlich. Ermlich shooting on net, and Bobs will collect it. So make it 10 straight PKs for Canon McMillan through the quarterfinals, and their first one in the books here tonight in the semifinals.
Get a look at this rush, turning on those edges with that power move. The defenseman, 42, Connor Stokes, pushing him a little wide, kind of lost his angle to really attack Bobs in goal right there.
Lamago outletting from behind his own net. Heinen and the Big Macs working inside the Avonworth line before the Lopes play it right back beyond the Canon Mac stripe. Anderson from center on goal, corralled by Bobs. To his right for Lamago. Lamago for Bednar. Midway through a scoreless first period. Musto to the corner. Big Macs overskate this puck. Lopes unable to clear the zone. Here's a steal and played out in front. Smith, the intended target of that pass by Heinen.
Oh, ran into his own player right there.
Cooper Powell at center. Powell along with Jasanowski, both members of the Century Club, over 100 career points. Jasanowski to the corner. Jasanowski above the circle. That deflects off of Bobs' glove, and it goes to the near side. Canon McMillan up to center. Heinen for the left wing toward Hetchko. Hetchko holds it. He was second-guessing himself, but it's right there in the equipment, son. Avonworth with 4 of the top 15 point getters in Class A during the regular season. At the risk of belaboring the point, they can score seemingly at will. And they're facing a Canon McMillan team in stark contrast that very grudgingly, if ever, gives up anything. Last week's quarterfinal victory by the Big Macs, their 20th game this season, allowing just 2 goals or fewer to a PIHL foe. The only time they failed to do so was the loss to Quaker Valley. Powell from the circle, trying to feed Jasanowski. Good break up there in front by Isbell. That pass intended for Eli Pruce. Isbell from inside his own line. Turn over to Powell. Powell between the circles. Powell airmails it. Oh, that's his office too. And a shot upstairs to Powell. And Powell, to his credit, will just skate back to the Avonworth bench.
You see the Big Macs. It was a good stick, Matt. He curled, was looking to go D to D, and you put that stick in there, and you cut that D to D pass off, and now all of a sudden you're defending half the ice. That time it rolled off his stick, and he had a path to the goal, but good defense with good stick positioning.
Dudovsky from the circle for Dolan. Dolan shooting. That deflected off of Bobs. Avonworth with some decent chances in this first period, just haven't gotten a bounce yet. And Aiden Bobs has had a lot to do with that as well. Give him credit as Edgar forces the save by Hetchko from the high slot. Trainer against Dadovsky, and this one belongs to Dadovsky. Sam Klein defensively. Ermlich couldn't locate that puck. Moser just plays it casually toward the Avonworth goal. Loops off the boards, turning it over to Moser. Avonworth recovers, and a penalty coming up here. Again, it's the official in the corner, the far corner, in front of the Avonworth fans that makes the call.
Hooking the call. What's going to disappoint Coach Chiasano right there, Matt, is they won the faceoff, and they had an opportunity for an easy escape, exit out of the zone after winning the draw, and it was rimmed, and the winger didn't get there. They didn't handle it, and then all this happens after they should have had an easy breakout, and it results in a penalty and a power play opportunity for the Big Macs.
Ermlich will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. Hooking the indication. Canon Mac to their first penny power play. They were 0 of 1 in the quarterfinals. Loops get the clear. Musto resetting to his captain. Lamago out for Moser with 6 minutes left in a scoreless first. Big hit by Moore. Big Macs have to regroup. Moser stood up by Anderson. Dolan to Anderson. Moore exhausts the area. Lamago across to Edgar. Edgar toward goal. Hetchko juggles it. It's cleared to the corner by Anderson, and Dolan will get it the rest of the way. Avonworth 5 for 7 on the PK in the Penguins Cup playoffs. 9th in the 23-team single-A circuit during the regular season, and they force a save by Bobs. This team loves to press shorthanded, and the Big Macs need to be mindful of that, Kevin.
That one ended up on the stick of Cooper Powell. You get a look at him right there on your screen. And he was able to get that shot on goal and force the offensive zone faceoff while shorthanded. Offensive guys, Matt, they're not always out there on the PK. When they get a chance, of course they're going to be sniffing for opportunities to put the pressure on the score shorty.
2 shorties by Avonworth in round 2 alone. In this very venue, the big win over the Moon Tigers. Avonworth gets another clear, courtesy of Jesenowski and company. 45 to go in the penny power play for CM. Barry gets it deep for the Big Macs. Bevan gets there. This puck is still available. Bevan double teamed by a couple of Canon Mac forecheckers, and they win that puck battle. Heinen from the hash mark to the corner for Tristan Bobs. Bobs trying to go out in front to Smith. That was cleared aside. Big Macs still have it. That save made by Hetchko. This is still up for grabs. Hetchko can't cover it, but it's cleaned up by Jesenowski, and Jesenowski will take matters into his own hands, trying to spring Powell shorthanded. Powell playing that through the skates of Isbell, and that should do it for the power play. Lopes back to full strength. Ermlich back on the ice. Still no score in Class A Penguins Cup semifinal game 1 of 2 this evening. Good move by Dadovsky. Dadovsky to goal. He shoots high and wide.
Well, all of a sudden Dadovsky looked up and he did clear. He gave him a little head fake, was able to dance around the defender, coming up right here to the inside. You never want to give the forward the inside, Matt. You want to force him down the wall. Dadovsky, thank you very much, took that space to the middle. It just airmailed it over the goaltender and over the crossbar.
Bobs has looked good in this first period, but you get the feeling the Lopes are going to be haunted by the words, if only, if they can't bury one here after one period of play. This puck's still loose. Ermlich to his backhand, couldn't shoot it cleanly. The Big Macs parking the bus in front of their netminder. Ermlich at the near point. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Big Macs try to get their transition game going. Hart for Costa. Max Hart, the senior, 3 goals on his regular season. Went 1 year, 8.5 months between his first goal this year and his most recent PIHL goal prior to that. It's up to Dadovsky. Ermlich double teamed Dadovsky from the side of the net. Big Macs again collapsing in front of Bobs, the senior goaltender. Bevan from the point, and that deflected just wide. That didn't miss by a lot. Shields run into in the corner, legally by Costa. Anderson from distance. Bobs has that puck as well.
Well, that puck sounded like it hits the neck guard type thing, the way it sounded, but he's not wearing one of those, so I'm not sure exactly if that was deflected and hit him in the mask, but it clearly made the sound as Stokes come over to say something to his keeper.
Stiers for more. Lopes controlling the O-zone faceoff, but for how much longer? Oh, kept just inside the line by Bevan. He wanted it just a little bit more at that moment. Salomon surveying the play. Outletted to Moser. Taken away by Klein. Klein and Avonworth have to tag up. The delayed offside is washed out. Big Macs playing it carefully, but they turn it over. Chance now for the Lopes, and that puck hit a stick and bounced wide. Joey Moore trying to cash in late in the first.
Nice
Moser
back check.
unable to accept that pass. Stiers across for Dolan. Avonworth was in the middle of a change. Salomon touched that puck per the USA Hockey crew, so it will not be icing. Powell with it from the boards. Out in front, too strong for Hennigan. Anderson keeps it in. Anderson off a stick. Good gap control by Edgar. Dolan with the Murphy dump. Salomon behind his own net. Stokes towards center. Hennigan, not sure if he had the red line there or not, but it doesn't matter because Bob's elected to play it. Salomon off the body of Anderson, and this will be icing, but it goes against Canon Mac.
Well, I know it's been a while since we did ozone face-off, but I wanted to mention something Stiers did that I thought was pretty heady, Matt. He went motorcycle grip, like he was going to pull it back, and he basically tried to go between the center's legs, basically with a backhand, push. You don't often see that with the motorcycle grip.
Dudovsky out in front. It's loose. Lopes look for it. Dudovsky firing off of Bobs from point blank. Gets his own rebound back in the final minute of first period play. Dudovsky toward goal. That was deflected wide. Ermlich was trying to get a tip in there. The other number 14, Aiden Bobs, leaves this one for his defense. Taken away by Ermlich. Ermlich from the corner for Dolan. Dolan toward goal. That hit his own man. Shields took the friendly fire. Bevan from the neutral zone. Gains the red line and sends it in. Lopes making a change behind the play with 20 to go in the period. Stiers sends it right back behind the Canon Mac net. Lamago from his own corner. Luka Gerkman towards center. 5 seconds left. And this first period evidently will end scoreless between the Avonworth Antelopes and the Canon McMillan Big Macs. The 1A champs against the Blue Division champs for a trip to the 2026 Penguins Cup Final. With Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Matt Popchock. It's PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used in new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection will keep you coming back for years. Visit them on 6041 Route 30. Visit them online at playitagainsports.com/locations and search for Greensburg, PA. Matt Popchock with Kevin Zielmanski. The side switch has occurred, and we're quickly back to action for the second period of this Class A Penguins Cup semifinal. Defending Penguins Cup champion Avonworth and Class A Blue Division champion Canon McMillan scoreless. As we open the middle frame, Brendan LeMay to the corner for the Big Macs. He runs over Anderson. Anderson taking his man down. That was Pruce. Big Macs still have this puck. Hart from up high to Lamago. Lamago unable to get around Anderson, who just got back up a moment ago. Anderson with a hit on Lamago. Good opening shift of the period here for Canon Mac, as the Lopes finally clear the zone. Moore toward an on-charging Aiden Bobbs, but Bobbs gets there in time to play this puck to center. Pihl dumped at the red line by Pruce. Pruce plays it off the goalie stick of Andrew Hetchko. Klein from the corner, turned the puck over. Lopes recover. They use the boards to their advantage, and reaching for this puck at center is Hennigan. Powell over the line. Powell feeds Jesenowski. Jesenowski toward goal and just missing to the near side. Klein running into one of the Big Macs. And Rocco Musto has it on the off wing, firing off of Hetchko and out of play. Avonworth with a 10-7 shot advantage in period one, but they were literally the top first period team in the league, Kevin, entering this semifinal round, and Canon McMillan shut them out through that first period of play. So I got to think that's a victory for the Big Macs, even though Avonworth obviously forechecked a lot.
53-14, they outscored their opponents in the first period, but Canon Mac also outscored theirs 29-4. So they negated that offense in that first period. In the playoffs, it's Canon Mac. They was outscored 2-0 in the first, and Avonworth 7-0 outscored their opponent. So point taken there. And that one was labeled for that corner until Hetchko was able to get that stick on it. Just a shaft enough to force the faceoffs, and this would be the second one.
A pregnant pause before this faceoff in Avonworth ice.
EMT request to the Avonworth bench. The EMT, for those that are not familiar, will sit in the penalty box and they can walk around.
Good clarification, Kevin. Thank you. As Dolan controls this puck with his body, and it's played out to center. On for Jesenowski. Jesenowski 1-on-2. Jesenowski too strong for Hennigan. Hennigan recovers this puck, plays it off a Canon Mac leg. Back to center. It'll bounce for Heinen. Loops just trying to get pucks deep, and they almost had a chance with some numbers there, but good stubborn stick by Tristan Bobbs defensively as that puck goes out of play.
I would like to see Hennigan put that stick down on the ice and give him a target. It's just kind of like he had to react to the pass and got handcuffed.
Dadovsky winning this faceoff to himself. Played aside by Edgar. Canon Mac resetting. Salomon Intended for Edgar. Moser going after it for the Big Macs. Klein puts a hit on him. Moser protecting this puck. Edgar up top for Salomon. Salomon to the wing for Moser. Good anticipation by Hetchko. Shields, a little too strong for Ermlich. Kevin, do you sense that the Lopes are gripping the sticks just a hair too tight at this point?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty astute observation. I think they're probing, trying to figure out Bob's and this Big Mac's defense.
And Canon McMillan has made a habit this season of making a lot of top teams in Class A flustered, and the Lopes trying to keep their composure here in period 2 as that's an egregious hand pass that will be washed out as Salomon plays that puck up the near boards.
Yeah,
they don't get much more obvious than that.
Yeah, he just kind of like dunked that one. Offensive players, Matt, will get frustrated easily when it's not going their way with the puck on their stick. Missing the passes, the conversations will start on the bench, and it can start getting elevated quickly.
Chris Chiasano, one of the most experienced coaches and one of the most cordial ones for that matter in the league, with a tall task tonight, playing a very reputable opponent that's trying to make a little history of their own after Chiasano's club did that last season. Across the face of goal it comes, right to the Avonworth newcomer, Jack Such, but the freshman couldn't get a clean stick on it. Such in the corner now. Chiasano emptying his bench a bit early in period 2. Edgar from the corner. Stiers for Such. Such for Moore. Moore trying to go out in front of Stiers. Stiers has it. Stiers across for Dolan. Dolan fires, missing to the post. Stiers has the rebound. Stiers going back to Dolan. Dolan ran out of room. Dumps it behind the net, intended for Moore. Stokes reversing the play, kept alive by Dolan as it goes off an Avonworth stick and out of action.
Good shift there for Avonworth. As you mentioned, some of the depth players, but with Stiers, and I think that's a good move by Chiasano. Stiers, you could see his skating ability and his skill map. What's impressed me about him is the way he reads the play, his hockey sense. It's been really impressive to me. And you put him out there with some of the more inexperienced players and you try to steal some minutes, and that line succeeded in doing that for Coach Chiasano right there.
Moser towards center. The Mount Lebanon Hornets product starting the breakout for Canon McMillan. 5 minutes into a scoreless second period. Lamago. He's played a lot of travel hockey in this building as a member of the Arctic Foxes. He dumps that puck behind the Avonworth goal. Bednar keeps it inside the line for a hot minute. Canon Mac in a delayed offside position. Lopes will play it from the near boards. Jesenowski met by Lamago, and it's offside on the Macs.
The 2026 Magnets Cup playoffs are professionally photographed by Todd Hunter Productions. Todd Hunter Productions, the official photographer of the PIHL.
Well, we were talking matchup offense versus defense. As we approach the halfway point, you're going to have to score this one right now on the defensive side for a win for the Canon Mac defense and goaltending.
I agree. I think the longer this game stays scoreless, the more it benefits Canon Mac, in as much as they're facing a loaded team and an unfamiliar team for that matter, as the teams were in opposite divisions for regular season play. Outlet it to Powell. Powell from the circle, looking for Jesenowski. That's broken up. Canon Mac continuing to play sound positional hockey in their own zone.
Good play by Lamago there.
Unforced error by Anderson. Chance the other way for Hart possibly, but Avonworth nips that in the bud. Floating pass. Powell catches up to it. Powell dispossessed and knocked down. Great work there by Barry. And Hetchko at the other end freezes this puck. And Avonworth is a team that, as I said earlier, can outscore what few deficiencies it does have. Not sure if they're going to be able to do that tonight. They might have to play a more patient game like the Big Macs would prefer to play themselves.
You can see them trying to figure it out. It's not been free-flowing for them tonight offensively. The passes aren't connecting in sequence. They've had a few threatening chances, but so far it's been advantage for the Canon Mac D.
Dadovsky bowled over. Ermlich with the puck. Ermlich from below the goal mouth. That's put off the goaltender and loose in front. Cross-ice pass intended for Shields. Big Macs force it into the Avonworth zone. Ermlich to the corner to play it. That's out in front. Cut out defensively by Nick Ersta. Ermlich slips it up to Dadovsky. Dadovsky behind the D. Shooting, and that misses. Musto ahead now for Barry. Barry for Tristan Bobbs. Good stick by Dolan. Ermlich intercepts that pass. Shields from center. Chased by Heinen. Shields through the defense. Shields looking for company. But the Big Macs have this puck with under 10 minutes left till the ice cut. Stiers from the right hash. Across for Dolan. Dolan inside the circle. Pumps, shoots, and that's blocked by Isbell.
Good block by Isbell coming out, getting big.
Tristan Bobbs unable to clear. Good play by Anderson. Anderson shooting off a stick, and that goes out of action.
It's 3 times in the last 2 shifts that Stiers has spotted that wide open far side D from that far boards, recognizing the space. But Matt, that's another chance for Dadovsky, probably one of the first choices for the Avonworth Antelopes to have offensively, and he's airmailed both of them. I don't know if it's what he's seeing, because Bobbs isn't exactly a tall goalie compared to some of the other schools we've seen this week, and he sees that upper corner, but he just can't keep it on net. If it's not on net, you can't get a rebound.
That shot is blocked, but it kicks right back to Stiers, who forces the save. pihl looking for it in front. Ditto Joey Moore. Canon Mac in control. Stokes around to the near side. Up towards center, and it hits the tape of Trainer. Trainer in front. Throw it behind Moser. Edgar from the high slot. Backhanded try, stopped easily by Hetchko, and there is no rebound.
One of the things, getting a chance to watch Aiden Bobbs in goal for the first time, Matt, that I love, he is clearly engaged, communicating with his defense. He's pointing. He's aware of everything on the ice, so it's been very impressive to watch there so far halfway through this game.
Salomon off the glass. pihl playing it defensively for the Lopes. Stiers couldn't handle it. That's shoveled out in front. Smith just couldn't turn that puck to his forehand. pihl frustrated with himself. A.J. Oleg Graziani overskating that puck. Stiers shooting on Bobbs, and Bobbs will take that. Thank you very much. Midway through this Class A Penguins Cup semifinal, we're still looking for our first goal of game 1 of 2 this evening.
Well, I just got to look at his jersey, man. I think I gave you bad information. It appears his jersey says Graziani Oleg. So I'll reverse that one.
Out in front, one-timer score! 1-0 Avonworth. Cooper Powell scores for the Lopes, his third of the playoffs, and the champs draw first blood, and Sophie needs a snack. What a one-timer in front by the All-Star.
Well, Hennigan was in the face-off circle, and they kind of went to a stalemate. And so good on Linus Jesenowski to get in there and get that loose puck and help to win the face-off for his centerman. And then a good pass over to Powell, first goal of the game.
The fastest way to beat an elite goaltender, Kevin, is often by being fast. And that was a literal bang-bang play by that forward line of Chris Chiasanos. Powell around a man. Jesenowski forcing that save at the far post. Officially, it's Cooper Powell from Jesenowski and Hennigan.
It's a one-timer, Matt. That's what you got to do. You got to release it quicker. the goalies won't have as much time to get that push off that other right foot and get over there.
Bob's not taking any chances this time as the Lopes are looking for more with 7:45 till the ice cut.
Now the dynamic changes a little, Matt. Now the Big Macs have got to be pushing. They have 24 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this game. They're going to be looking for their opportunity. And it's probably an unfamiliar one where they probably haven't played from behind too much this season. And if you start taking chances, that's what the Antelopes are going to look to capitalize. They're going to look for those opportunities.
Ermlich to the point. Lopes working around the perimeter. Erst feigned on the attempted shot, but he gets it behind the net. It's out in front to Dovsky. He shoots point blank. What a stop there by Bobs. Dovsky in front. Backhander score! You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Luke Ermlich, his 4th of the playoffs, a 15-game point streak for the sophomore, and Avonworth doubles its advantage just like that in this Penguins Cup semifinal.
Well, there was a battle behind the net, and all of a sudden the puck just kind of squirted right near that post, and he was there to just tuck it in to make it a 2-goal lead for Avonworth and make the hole just a little bit bigger for this Big Macs offense.
Not only have the Lopes gotten into this game, the Lopes student section has gotten into this game as Edgar shoots it off. Goaltender Hetchko. One of the Avonworth players shaken up at center, and that is Ryan Ford, the freshman who made his playoff debut last week here against the Tigers. Big Mac's trying to land a counterpunch, but Ermlich, the goal getter, has this puck for Avonworth in a 2-0 game. Ermlich with space. Ermlich shooting off of Bobs. That hit the skinny part of his stick, I believe, and deflected out of play. 2 goals just over 1 minute apart. Officially, Ermlich from Dodovsky, and Ford has his first ever point in a Penguin Cup playoff game.
I don't know if we can run that one again, but that just kind of, Bobs was looking to his left, and that puck just pounced out right in near that post on the opposite side, and it was an easy tuck in for Ermlich.
So after the smoke settles, Cooper Powell extends his goal-scoring streak to 7 games. He has multiple points in the 6 games prior, by the way. And we just told you about Ermlich's long point-scoring streak. And the Lopes are looking a little bit more like their old selves with time ticking away in this second period. Avonworth 2, Canon McMillan nothing. Edgar shooting off the side of the net. Worked out in front. Hetchko was ready at that post, and he's got that puck in his glove.
When you're averaging close to 8 goals a game in the regular season and 9 in the postseason, and you have an array of offensive talent, you can sometimes be described as having quick strike ability, and we just saw those 2 goals in quick succession for the Avonworth Antelopes, 1 minute and 1 second apart.
Lopes try to clear the zone, they can't. Isbell lost that puck between the circles. Lopes in transition. Jesenowski with speed. Jesenowski on his backhand. Bobs fights it off, and it's behind the net. Hennigan just throwing it blindly out in front, taken by Powell. Powell trying to feed Hennigan at the side of the net. Easier said than done. Jesenowski played it off Barry's glove. Barry controlling this puck for Canon Mac. Good stick there by Dolan, the alternate captain. Cooper Powell makes his move. Powell to the goal, shooting, scoring! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Cooper Powell with a gorgeous individual effort. And the champs are rolling here on the island.
Well, we danced that right defenseman there, Matt. As this puck, it was in the neutral zone, and then it's poked, and then a quick counter off the boards. Powell sizes up the D. He moves that stick to the other side. He's got to keep that stick forward in front of him and not to the side. Powell takes advantage, and he dances around them and scores. 3-0.
Some of the Avonworth student section, you heard Austin McLean's announcement per the league warning about banging on the glass. Some of the fans are getting a talking to now from an on-duty officer as Dadovsky plays that puck off a stick. Safety first, of course.
Well, there was cones and caution tape. They're not supposed to be in that front row to prevent that thing. You don't want to damage the arena.
Last year, Avonworth fans in the Penguins Cup final created arguably the most raucous Penguins Cup final atmosphere I've ever been involved with as a broadcaster, and they're trying to open up that bottle and spill it out here inside the Clearview Arena a little bit here as the Lopes have taken command with under 5 minutes till they cut the ice here in Neville Township. A Luke Ermlich goal sandwiched between a pair of goals by all-time program great Cooper Powell, the senior. Dadovsky trying to split the D. Good stick-to-itiveness there by the Max as Dadovsky shoots on goal anyway and puts it wide. Dolan in front. Lopes fighting for this puck. Pihl is dumped. Avonworth fans disgruntled, as you might guess.
I thought he should have tried to take that D wide. He tried to split them, and they did a good job of squeezing that middle and not allowing him to get through. But I like what I'm seeing here, Matt, for Avonworth. Don't take a deep breath and relax. Keep pushing forward. If you pop that fourth one, you might seal the victory.
And give the Lopes some credit. For a long time in this game, Canon Mac forced them to play outside their comfort zone, but Avonworth, doing what a defending champion should do, has done that successfully. And they lead in this game with still a lot of time left, but again, work to be done for the Big Macs as Bobs holds on to that one.
With just under 4 to go in the second period, though, Matt, my concern for the Big Macs is I just haven't seen enough offensive generated that you're going to see how they're going to all of a sudden turn the dial up a little bit like we would on our volume right here and find a way to score 3 to at least tie this and force overtime. That's a tall task for a team that relies more on its defense and goaltending than it does its offense.
Second period shots at the moment in favor of the Lopes by a 10-6 count, which is not staggering by any means, but Canon Mac absolutely needs to find more ways to tilt the ice against Andrew Hetchko, as Hetchko's counterpart is called into action once again. Chuck Fink making a line change.
And defensive zone draws are not going to help you score offense. Although you can set up a play and try to run some sort of stretch thing, Coach Fink is going to have to go into the bag of tricks here. You got to have all options available to you, but you got to win the draw.
He was on those state championship teams as a player for TJ. I'm sure he knows some tricks too from back in the day.
What a star-studded teams those were. Just tremendous. Coach Zeiler was on that team from TJ.
2 of this year's semifinal coaches were players on that team. Absolutely amazing. Hetchko calmly gloving that puck.
There's a couple other names I can remember, and I don't want to start rattling them off because then I'm going to forget some.
Three goals in under 3 minutes by the Avonworth Antelopes here in period 2. Officially, Powell's second goal assisted solely by Jack Dolan. So Powell and Ermlich now each have 4 goals in these Penguins Cup playoffs. That's blasted wide of Hetchko's blocker. Powell looking to spring Jesenowski. Jesenowski couldn't take it. Would have been off to the races if he could have. Edgar through center, chased by Hennigan.
Good back check by Hennigan. Pressure.
Anderson takes it away, threw it to the wrong side of Jesenowski, however. Jesenowski finishing his check. Hennigan trying to get on the same page with his defenseman. Dolan backing up the play for the Lopes. Moser pressured in front of his own bench. Avonworth just dumps this puck.
It's going to be an ice.
Yes, it will.
A little too much oomph behind that clearing pass by Hennigan. It's going to bring the play into the zone for a D-zone face-off. These are the opportunities you don't want to give the Big Macs. When you don't have any offense generating through the flow of the game, you don't want to give them the offensive zone draw as an opportunity to set up something. He's going to try to go forward here. He did try to shoot it.
And that shot attempt by Smith was blocked at the face-off dot. Erstad to center for Shields. Shields, the first goal-getter in last year's Penguins Cup final for the Lopes. Erstad to the corner. Shields with 1 goal in this year's playoffs thus far. Under 2 to go in period 2. It's a 3-0 lead for Avonworth. Dadovsky up for Ermlich.
Yeah.
Ermlich was trying to slow down and get an offside play onside, but to no avail.
Slowing down and trying to do a Jedi mind trick to have that puck speed up. And he just couldn't get it as it was rolling on edge. Get a look at the Big Mac fans in attendance, the student section. To our right, just inside the offensive zone for the Big Macs. On your screen there to the right.
Both fan bases turning out exceptionally well for the semifinal contest. One of these two teams will play either the Quaker Valley Quakers or the Mars Planets next Tuesday night at 8:45 in the last of the 4 PIHL championship games and the last of the Penguins Cup final games to take place in 2026.
And that 9 o'clock faceoff tonight is a little throwback action, huh? QV and Mars.
Oh, we will have more on that later, indeed. Just you wait. Moore, that pass is fought off by Bob's. Shot and a goal! Happy New Year, Mocha Joe. 4-0 Lopes with 67 seconds to play in period 2. Moore just stayed with that puck, Kevin, and he wouldn't give up until that puck was in the back of the net behind Aiden Bobs.
Well, the offensive players, when they just smell it, they're just going to pressure and pressure. There's just a careless pass in the zone right there by the defenseman, and then they get it in front, and then a good skate to stick kick right there for the goal for Avonworth, the 4th of the game. And the offense is cranked up right now.
And Musto gets a little whack to Moore. And now you see the Big Macs, Kevin, starting to maybe unravel a little bit here late in period 2. The floodgates have come open behind the top goaltender statistically in Class A during the regular season. And this period will end at a merciful time, perhaps, for the Blue Division champs. Anderson from distance. That's off a body. And Such, another freshman with his first career point in the Penguins Cup playoffs.
Moore, his 4th of the playoffs, 17th on the season.
Moore with goals in 4 straight games now and in 7 of his last 8. 4-0 Lopes. Hetchko making that save from 40-some feet. 18 ticks to talk. Face off in the Avonworth zone. Garrett Kramer officially, the senior defenseman, picking up the primary helper. And that is his first career Penguins Cup playoff point as well, I believe. Got his first career varsity goal in the season finale at South Park. And now he opens his postseason account. 10 seconds to play in the period. Moser, intended for Edgar, poked out of play by Dolan. One more face-off, perhaps.
I'm going to speculate. Coach Chiusano, no stone unturned. I think that last very short conversation was which bench is going first at the intermission off the ice. The Big Macs need a spark.
They'll try to get one very, very late in the second period, but first they need a face-off win, and that's not going to come to fruition. So we will cut the ice at the Clearview Arena with the Avonworth Antelopes being warned by Chris Chiasano to stay at their bench. To your point, Kevin, the Big Macs will repair to their locker room as Avonworth has opened up a 4-0 lead over Canon McMillan through 2.
If you're already thinking about which side is going off the ice first, you're on top of things. I mean, you're thinking of everything at this point.
The Lopes are in control. We'll see if they can keep control after the ice cut break. With Kevin Zielmanski, I'm Matt Popchock. It's the Penguins Cup semifinals on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Looking for real 100% natural pain relief? Hey, Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist and 13-time world champion here. Trust me, I know pain. You can either suffer or manage it. That's why I use Curable Active to help relieve my aches and pains naturally. Curable Active topicals have you covered with fast-acting, all-natural pain relief the Kurt Angle way. Look for Curable in stores or go to curable.com and get 20% off. Use promo code USA at KURIBL.com.
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina, 2 wheels or 4, from Timberland Pro to playing in the snow. What do all these people have in common? They shop at Locust Grove Country Shop in Apollo. Call 724-478-1846 or online at locustgrovepa.com.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Hey, I'm Tyler Kennedy, 2009 Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup champion here, and trust me, I know what it's like to play to the max. That's why I recommend the patented Heads Up Sports Training System. Improve your reaction time and your spatial awareness with this dynamic training system all at your fingertips. Train smarter with endless applications for any position. It's that simple. HeadsUpSTS.com. Play with your head up.
Aaron Salomon, the junior defenseman, on here, controlling it for the Big Macs up high. It's deflected in on Hetchko, and Hetchko sands stick, holds it for a faceoff. Trying to get it around to Bevan. Instead, it comes out to Bednar. Bednar from the left circle. Bednar driving the goal, put it off the side of the net, and it comes out in front right off one of the Avonworth sticks. Tristan Bobbs on defense, playing it across and with it now, and firing it on Hetchko is Trainer. Hetchko flashing that leather. When you see all the talent on that roster, quite believable. Dudovsky in front, shot by Dolan, better save by Bobbs. And Dolan has been quiet lately, Kevin. He almost woke up there. Work with his stick. Dudovsky, a desperation move to keep it in. Jasanowski, side of the net, put just wide. Oh, a good effort there by Powell, just couldn't hit the target.
There's right there. He thought he had time circling the net, but he was pressured.
Big Mac's back to full strength. Ermlich driving the net, but dispossessed by Stokes. That pass intended for Eli Pruce. Isbell from inside his own line. Turnover to Powell. Powell between the circles. Powell airmails it. Oh, that's his office, too. And a shot upstairs to Powell. Avonworth recovers. And a penalty coming up here. Again, it's the official in the corner, the far corner, in front of the Avonworth fans that makes the call. In Class A Penguins Cup semifinal game 1 of 2 this evening. Good move by Dadovsky. Dadovsky to go. He shoots high and wide. That is washed out. Big Macs playing it carefully, but they turn it over. Chance now for the Lopes, and that puck hit a stick and bounced wide. Joey Moore to their advantage, and reaching for this puck at center is Hennigan. Powell over the line. Powell feeds Jesenowski. Jesenowski toward goal and just missing to the near side. Such for Moore. Moore trying to go out in front of Stiers. Stiers has it. Stiers across for Dolan. Dolan fires, missing to the post. It's out in front, cut out defensively by Nick Ersta. Ermlich slips it up to Dadovsky. Dadovsky behind the D, shooting, and that misses.
Information, it appears that jersey says Graziani Oleg. So I'll reverse that one.
Out in front, one-timer score! Ermlich to the point. Lopes working around the perimeter. Ersta feigned on the attempted shot, but he gets it behind the net. It's out in front to Dadovsky. He shoots point blank. What a stop there by Bobs. Dadovsky in front. Backhander score! Easier said than done. Jesenowski played it off Barry's glove. Barry controlling this puck for Canon Mac. Good stick there by Dolan, the alternate captain. Cooper Powell makes his move. Powell to the goal, shooting, scoring! Great Cooper Powell, the senior. Dadovsky trying to split the D. Good stick-to-itiveness there by the Max as Dadovsky shoots on goal anyway and puts it wide. You wait. Moore, that pass is fought off by Bobs. Shot and a goal! Happy New Year, Mocha Joe. 4-0 Lopes with 67 seconds to play in period.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save. Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
I use Book a Limo on all my trips. They have drivers everywhere.
I always feel safe when I travel with their chauffeurs, from hello to goodbye.
Checking rates, booking, and managing clients' reservations online is so easy.
The confirmations, trip reminders, and car status updates are great when I'm on the go.
I want my clients to have the best experience during their trip. That's why I've used Book a Limo for the past 30 years.
What's your destination? Book a limo, any car, anywhere.
Hey, it's Aaron Miller, the Pittsburgh mortgage guy, letting you know mortgage rates have dropped, and it might be time to refinance or cash out your equity. I'll run your cost-benefit options to see if it makes sense. Call me, your trusted mortgage advisor.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
How do you watch the Penguins Cup playoffs on TenbandTV? Well, right now you can watch on Watch. Log on to watch.tenband.tv and watch multiple live games and on-demand replays at once. Again, watch.tenband.tv. And don't forget to download the new, always free TenbandTV app to your smart TV, available now on Roku and Amazon Fire. And special thanks to 31 Sports Bar and Grill in Bridgeville for streaming the Penguins Cup and Division II playoffs on TenbandTV all week long. And we will be back at 31 this approaching Sunday, March 15th, for a special Penguins Cup and Division II Finals preview show live on TenbandTV. With Kevin Zielmanski, I am Matt Popchock on night number 3 of the high school hockey semifinals here in Western Pennsylvania.
Matt, did you pay your tab at 31 before you left on Sunday?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My producer, Todd Kazarowski, can corroborate. I should note that between periods, we were graced with the presence of a college hockey legend. Jerry York of Boston College is in the house tonight. He came by to bless the efforts of our entire TenbandTV crew. So
I can't believe I missed that.
If you're seeing and hearing this, those kind words mean more from you than you could ever imagine. So thank you very, very much for continuing to support high school hockey here on TenbandTV. And it's an honor to serve. What can I say? And it's an honor to be back with you, Kevin, and to be alongside your telestration skills, which will be on full display in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, I just need a monitor with the ability to draw on it. But as a longtime coach, as someone that watched Coach York videos, I used to buy them. I can't believe I missed them here. I went to talk to some family at Intermission and make a pit stop, and that's disappointing. But it is great to be alongside you here for this week's semifinals. And one more period to go here in this one, and the Big Macs have a tall task to overcome a 4-0 deficit to get 4, push this one into OT. We haven't really seen that much from them offensively to show that they're capable of popping in 4, but you never know. It only takes a little bit. Just ask Peters Township.
We get our first whistle of period 3, 6 seconds in, as we overlook the freshly cut ice of the Clearview Arena here at Neville Township's RMU Island Sports Center. And congratulations to the men's Division I Colonials for advancing to the next round of the Atlantic Hockey America Tournament. The Avonworth Antelopes are trying to advance to their second straight Penguins Cup final in PIHL Class A. They lead the Blue Division champion Canon McMillan Big Macs 4-0 as the Macs attack from right to left in this final frame of regulation. 3 goals in a 3-minute span for the Lopes in that second period, and then, just for good measure, a late marker by Joey Moore after Cooper Powell scored twice and Luke Ermlich scored once. Dodowski going to work in the corner. The Lopes picking up right where they left off as he fires off the shoulder of Bobs. Just the second time all season long that the Big Macs have failed to hold an opponent to 2 goals or fewer. Dodowski in front for Moore. Moore to the goal. That save is made and the rebound is cleared. A great play there. Maybe a game saver, depending on how the rest of the period shakes out, by Grayson Costa.
Looked like he had him hung out to dry, but he reached back with that left pad. Was able to keep this at a 4-goal deficit.
Bevan from the blue line. Off a couple of sticks. Lopes come toward goal. Looking for it was Ford. The rookie getting some extended ice time here with Avonworth leading by a wide margin. Stiers from the high slot through the defender's legs. Big Mac still unable to clear. An optimal start to this third period for the Lopes, even if only for the volume of offensive zone time. Lamago trying to restore sanity for the Big Macs here with a tall mountain to climb. Chuck Fink changing lines behind the play. Hard hit there by Moore on one of the Macs as Trainer goes flying. Stiers over the attacking line. That's blocked out of play by Barry.
2-period shots on goal total, 22-13 advantage, 22-13 advantage for Avonworth. And it's just gotten wider here at the start of this third period, 20-14.
And it's certainly not unpredictable what Avonworth has been eventually able to do in this hockey game as Bobs hangs on to that puck. But from a Canon McMillan point of view, this is where the cross-divisional play and the task of facing an unfamiliar opponent causes more problems than it solves. And this is part of the unpredictability, on paper at least, of the Class A tournament that we've seen in recent seasons.
Yeah, it's on the to-do list for the commissioner. A might look a little different next year. He's already talked to me about how we could possibly change it because of the large number of schools, but we have not yet come up with an answer.
23 total teams in Class A this season, the largest of the pure classifications in Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League, now in year 27.
We prefer the 11, where you can have 20 games playing 10 teams twice and then 8 for the playoffs. But I don't know if that's going to involve the need for another classification, which is difficult because the East doesn't do that. Or something between A and D2, I don't know. We really don't know, but it's on the list to discuss.
High school hockey's third classification in Western PA was established in 1988. The Canon McMillan Big Macs were established 6 years later, playing tonight in their 6th all-time Penguins Cup semifinal round and trying to make their 4th Penguins Cup final appearance, which, unless they can get an early goal here in this third period, may become more of a pipe dream.
And Matt, it goes to opportunity, right? I mean, this is a chance for Canon Mac, who struggled in recent years. I'll finish that thought in a bit.
Dodowski from the side of the net, paddled away by Bobs. Dolan from center. Nifty maneuver there by the offensive defenseman. Dolan to the goal. Dolan fakes, and he's stopped by Bobs. And Dolan is without points in his last 3 games. That hasn't happened since the first 3 games of his season when he also went pointless. And he's just a little snake bit of late, it seems.
Made some good moves there to read that play, intercept that pass, and walk in. He didn't have much room. He had to go to the backhand. But to finish the thought, Matt, Canon Mac is a 6A school in the WPIAL, right? When you have a successful season, the math starts changing on you in the formula in terms of, I find it unlikely that they're going to remain in 1A. We shall see, though.
Lots of questions to be answered in the offseason and in off seasons to come in the near future. Pihl met by Gerkman at the Canon Mac line. Around it comes for Graziani. Graziani to center. Gerkman reaching for that one. Gerkman, one of several South Pittsburgh Rebellion products on this Canon Mac squad. Lamago racing up to center. He's knocked off balance in the official's crease by Anderson, and Anderson broke his stick trying to make that check. Lamago over the line, off the stick of Joey Moore. And the Lopes try to play it around the perimeter 5 minutes into this third period. Bevan ricochets that puck off the glass. Jesenowski to the goal. He finds metal but not mesh. Well, but the only thing that's gone wrong for Avonworth is that Jesenowski's double-digit goal streak is in peril. Powell at center. Puts a shoulder into Isbell. Cooper Powell scoring twice in this Penguins Cup semifinal game. Goals 3 and 4 in his playoff. Dolan kind of hitting that one fat from the left point, as the golfers would say. Gerkman ahead of the play for Canon Mac, as that's blasted in from over 100 feet by Smith. Big Mac's making another change. Hennigan across, intended for Ermlich. Stokes to Costa. Costa. Stokes out in front. Shields floating it toward goal. That save is made by Bobbs, and he keeps the rebound away from the man in front for Avonworth. That was Hennigan, the senior.
It's important that Avonworth keeps the clock moving. Don't force anything to the middle of the ice on the counters or on the rushes. Get it down the boards if you don't have anything. Nothing that can allow an easy transition for the Big Macs. And don't get caught on any stretch plays.
Ermlich off the hand of Klein. Trainer centering this one. That's broken up. The shot by Moser is blocked. Bevan didn't even know he made that play until after he made it, I don't think. Ermlich up to center for Dadovsky. Dadovsky couldn't weave around Salomon. Giveaway there to Dadovsky. He misses the net. Under 10 to go in regulation. Moser with some free space up the left wing. Dolan takes away that space quickly, and he's unable to hit Dadovsky. This will be icing on the Lopes. And if there is a theme, Kevin, to this year's semifinal round of the Penguins Cup playoffs, it's that we see a lot of teams like Canon McMillan in classifications in which we're not used to seeing them.
Right.
And the fact that they've made it this far is a testament to the benefits of the alignment system the PIHL has in place. And as you said, that system will probably be reevaluated going forward as Class A remains lopsided in comparison to 2A and 3A.
Yeah, those are some summertime discussions. The commissioner and I were already having them in February. He put me on notice that he's going to need some of my time to have some conversations to try to figure out what to do. He really likes the 11 schools in the classification, as I outlined earlier, for the 20 games. But there's just so many, and he's worried about the ones at the bottom of 1A that struggle.
Very understandable. And we've seen new teams and new surroundings in all three pure classifications in this week's semifinal round. Canon Mac, obviously, tonight, a newcomer to Class A. Bethel Park, last night, a newcomer to Class 2A this season. Thomas Jefferson, 2 years removed from playing in Class 3A for the first time ever. And they came very, very close to reaching their first 3A Penguins Cup final. So Jesenowski firing. That save is made. The rebound is put wide.
Missed an open net there.
I'm not sure Owen Stiers will get a better look than that, maybe ever, as emotions run high.
Got to be careful. You're Avonworth. You got another game to play.
Most likely, yes, and that's what Chris Chiasano, I'm sure, is going to tell his players as we have a stoppage with 8:18 remaining.
You know, man, as being part of the conversations, there's some schools that are having some success. As you mentioned, Avonworth was in D2 for a while, and they really, really resisted moving to 1A. But now look at this great success they're having. Now, of course, they're going to graduate players, and that happens to everybody. But TJ, they weren't real thrilled with moving to 3A, and they were in the semis, and they were a bad break away from being in the Penguin Cup come Tuesday. So you get a look at Coach Cody Black and the Mars Planet staff waiting for the nightcap. Next to Austin making the announcements.
Cody, last year, 1 win away from becoming, with Jim Black, the first ever father-son team to win Penguins Cup championships as head coaches in the PIHL. Before the Planets at the time ran into this team, the Avonworth Antelopes. The Lopes trying to return to Cranberry. They lead 4-0 with time ticking away in the third period.
Got time and space here, does Powell.
He draws the double team, and Bobbs collects that puck as Powell is knocked to the ice after the whistle, and Avonworth fans obviously want something there. Whether or not they'll get it remains to be seen.
Well, he went hard in the net. He put the brakes on, and he even grabbed Bobbs as kind of like a peace offering, but it was the third Big Max defender that came in that didn't appreciate that. And we're at the time of the game, if they're not going to come back, where they look to get a little ornery. So hopefully everything stays even-keeled here.
Jesenowski of Avonworth and Bednar for Canon McMillan both went off coincidentally for roughing, by the way, in case you missed Austin McLean's official announcement in the background. So we are still at conventional 5-on-5 hockey with the Lopes playing this puck in the corner. Big Max recover, and more fisticuffs breaking out. Anderson across for his partner Dolan. Knocked aside by Bobbs to the corner for Salomon. Bevan. Dudovsky. Playing it inside the line for Avonworth. The Lopes captain with his puck one more time, tied up by Hart. Costa stifled immediately by Shields. Icing on Canon Mac. Quaker Valley and Mars, as Kevin alluded to, about to meet for the 7th time all-time in Penguins Cup playoff history. Each side has won 3 times in that history thus far.
Just got a brief look at the bench of Avonworth. Coach Chiusano still coaching, still giving instructions.
Moser trying to get around Klein. Klein got the last laugh. Moser finishing his check as pihl tries to play it for Avonworth. Klein and company get this up to center for Stiers. Stiers poke checked neatly by Barry. pihl to the corner. Barry, the S-Mark Stars product, out for Moser.
Oh.
Moser, a characteristically fast skater, and he puts that one off the body of Hetchko, the Avonworth netminder. From his knees, bouncing back up to play this puck is Moore, and he drew a penalty. Oh, that was all Joey Moore all the time to earn a power play chance for the Lopes, who don't necessarily need it. But that's 2 minutes less that the Macs have to try and come back.
While knee sliding like he just scored a soccer goal, he maintained possession of the puck and then danced around a defenseman and got hauled down before he was able to take a shot. What a fancy effort by Moore. You got to look at it right there.
Some really strong individual talent on this Avonworth team trying to defend their Penguins Cup title. And as Canon McMillan has learned at great cost, none of those individuals are easy to defend for a 3-period game. Jesenowski firing off a body. Avonworth on the penny power play, looking for some icing on the cake perhaps here, leading by 4 goals late.
The Antelopes invert their offense, to use a lacrosse term, on the power play with the defenseman Dolan in front of the net and 3 forwards out in the umbrella with the guy in the middle for a 1-3-1 setup.
Dolan during the regular season scored 4 power play goals. He set up 5. So it is like having another forward out there in a way.
Yeah, he's the net front guy.
Dudovsky for Stiers. Across it comes, cut out by Preuss. Preuss couldn't clear. Powell. Near side for Jesenowski. Final 5 minutes of the 3rd period. Big Macs get the clear, courtesy of Preuss. A bit of a gamble there by Hetchko, but the gamble pays off, and Stiers is over the line for Avonworth. Jesenowski shooting. Good save by Bobbs. Preuss pressing shorthanded for the Macs. Chased by Dudovsky.
Love to see that back check, Matt.
They have their work boots on for all 51 minutes, no doubt. Dudovsky. Across for Jesenowski. 35 to go in the power play. That's knocked aside by Bobbs. Powell hit from behind, another penalty coming up. And the Big Macs for half a minute will be shorthanded by 2, as the Lopes want more than just a 2-minute penalty there on number 17 in white, Michael Traynor.
This is the part we don't like. You got to be classy.
And Traynor is done for the night. A 2 and a 10 for cross-checking officially on Traynor.
And he's a senior, he's done. In your final game. That's why I referred to it going out in a blaze of glory. It was.
He'll be back here March 29th for the PIHL All-Star event, but that's neither here nor there. And we will be back for that as well. Hope you can join us after the season ends.
Rescheduled due to Mother Nature.
Jesenowski with the keep. Lopes with a 2-man penny power play now. Jesenowski firing off Bednar's stick. That was good gap control by Bednar. Pass on front, deflects to Powell. Powell toward goal. That's deflected out of play by Dolan. And Dolan is going to do everything humanly possible to try and get off the schneid before this game is over, I'm sure.
They need to set him up with a nice little back door. A little shot fake, stick down, redirect.
Jesenowski from between the circles. That hit off the body of Isbell. Kept alive by Powell. Dudovsky from the circle. That's blocked. Good play again by Isbell. Now it's a conventional penny power play. A minute 15 to go in the 2-minute penalty on Trainer. Jesenowski to center for Dolan. Well, at this point, just an extended Penguins Cup Finals week practice for the Lopes, who are comfortably ahead with 3 minutes to play. Bednar. Powell lets it go to Stiers. 45 to go in the man advantage. Dadovsky and Avonworth have numbers. Dadovsky shooting. That save is made.
Tried to pass it off the pads. His teammate got a little deep on there, but good idea. I like the creativity.
The old POP. Pass off pads or puck off pads if you prefer. Klein and company trying to play it out from behind their own net. Ermlich, who has a goal in this game, keeping it inside the line for Avonworth. Shields firing off the post. And Bobs might have caught that with his stick as well before it went out of play.
Well, this one's been decided, Matt, by a stretch in the second period of 7 minutes and 21 seconds, where Avonworth popped in 4. The ability to rally or have a spurt ability, if you will. Offensive teams in all sports typically have that in their bag, and we saw it today with Avonworth.
And Avonworth was not able to play fire wagon hockey necessarily, but they didn't have to because they were just persistent. And when they play their game, as they have in these Penguins Cup semifinals, they are darn near impossible to beat. Klein to center. Moore near side for Shields as the teams are back to 5 aside. So Avonworth will return to the Penguins Cup final in Class A with a record of 19 wins and 4 losses overall. The Canon McMillan Big Macs will see a remarkable run in PIHL Class A come to an end with a Blue Division title under their belts and a final record of 20 victories and 2 losses.
Student section giving a big cheer for the big defenseman, number 11, Garrett Kramer.
Another penalty coming up on Canon Mac. It's touched by Isbell. The Lopes did briefly get an extra attacker out there, but it matters not. Smith to the sin bin with 57 ticks to talk, slashing the call.
Well, man, if you kind of assess the Canon Mac this game, they just didn't seem to try anything different to get on track offensively. They were just stymied by the puck possession of the Antelopes, and we didn't see any changes, any bag of tricks, anything to try to get on the board. And now they're just frustrated and taking it out on Avonworth. And it's not Avonworth's fault, so you don't need to take it out on them.
Chris Chiasano leading a meteoric rise of Avonworth hockey that was started by Stephen LeSean when he led the inaugural team as head coach. And Chiasano has led the Lopes back to the Penguins Cup final with 20 seconds left in this third period. That shot by Costa is blocked by Anderson. And the ugliness continues. Kevin, you coached at a Catholic school. I am reminded of Tim Tebow, a famous Catholic, what he once said. When you lose, say nothing. When you win, say less. I will say less right now.
That was That was something you would hear from Coach Corso on game day all the time, too. He would say that. When you win, say little. Or when you lose, say little. And when you win, say less. That was just, I don't know why Bednar decided to get up and start throwing haymakers right there. I didn't see anything that prompted that. And I think Coach Fink might be a little disappointed on how his guys are behaving right now.
.6 ticks to talk. And one wonders if officials, with the score being what it is, are just going to call it here. And perhaps that's what Chris Chiasano and his staff are discussing with his USA Hockey crew.
They were sorting out the sticks and which sticks go into which. And the officials are just going to take them and throw them in the box.
We have seen that before in my defense, officials calling a game with seconds to spare when things get out of hand.
You would definitely see that in the regular season, but here I think they're going to want to finish this one out. But you got to use the cliche, cooler heads need to prevail here on the ice and in the stands.
That's it. Fort Pitt. Hockey hugs for Andrew Hetchko, proud owner of his first career Penguins Cup playoff shutout. And it comes in the semifinal round here in 2026. The Avonworth Antelopes will play for another Penguins Cup championship in PIHL Class A. Final score, the Lopes 4, Canon McMillan Big Macs nothing.
To their second straight Penguins Cup final next Tuesday night at 8:45 p.m. at the UPMC New Sports Complex.
And Kevin, early in this game, everything was there for Avonworth but the execution. And Aiden Bobbs, to his credit, made some really impressive saves to keep the game scoreless for as long as he did. He finishes with 29 altogether. Hetchko with 16 to earn the shutout. But once the Lopes started executing, with that being said, that was all she wrote.
And it wasn't even a great offensive night for Avonworth, but it didn't need to be great. It was just good enough. And the Big Macs did not get on track offensively to generate any real threatening. You know, if we sit here and think for a few minutes, I mean, can you come up with any, like, sequence or flurry or odd man rush? I mean, there was nothing that was just sustained from Canon Mac offensively, and so they go out quietly here, losing 4-0. Kind of disappointing that they didn't even at least get a goal for their team, but congratulations to Avonworth. They'll get a chance to win a second consecutive Penguin Cup in Class 1A on Monday night.
We're 10 minutes and change from finding out who they're going to play as part of their title defense. Thank you, Kevin Zielmanski. Thank you, TenbandTV crew, and thank you again to the legendary Jerry York for his very kind words. I'm Matt Popchock. Quaker Valley and Mars, the rivalry has been renewed. After 11 years, they meet again in the Penguins Cup playoffs next on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Aaron Salomon, the junior defenseman, on here, controlling it for the Big Macs up high. It's deflected in on Hetchko, and Hetchko sands stick, holds it for a faceoff. Trying to get it around to Bevan. Instead, it comes out to Bednar. Bednar from the left circle. Bednar driving the goal, put it off the side of the net, and it comes out in front right off one of the Avonworth sticks. Tristan Bobbs on defense, playing it across and with it now, and firing it on Hetchko is Trainer. Hetchko flashing that leather. When you see all the talent on that roster, quite believable. Danovsky in front, shot by Dolan, better save by Bobbs. And Dolan has been quiet lately, Kevin. He almost woke up there. Work with his stick. Dadovsky, a desperation move to keep it in. Jasanowski, side of the net, put just wide. Oh, a good effort there by Powell, just couldn't hit the target.
Right there, he thought he had time circling the net, but he was pressured.
Big Mac's back to full strength. Ermlich driving the net, but dispossessed by Stokes. That pass intended for Eli Preuss. Isbell from inside his own line. Turn over to Powell. Powell between the circles. Powell airmails it. Oh, that's his office too. And a shot upstairs to Powell. Avonworth recovers. And a penalty coming up here. Again, it's the official in the corner, the far corner, in front of the Avonworth fans that makes the call. In Class A Penguins Cup semifinal game 1 of 2 this evening. Good move by Dadovsky. Dadovsky to goal. He shoots high and wide. That is washed out. Big Mac's playing it carefully, but they turn it over. Chance now for the Lopes, and that puck hit a stick and bounced wide. Joey Moore for their advantage, and reaching for this puck at center is Hennigan. Powell over the line. Powell feeds Jasanowski. Jasanowski toward goal and just missing to the near side. Such for Moore. Moore trying to go out in front of Stiers. Stiers has it. Stiers across for Dolan. Dolan fires, missing to the post. It's out in front, cut out defensively by Nick Ersta. Ermlich slips it up to Dadovsky. Dadovsky behind the D, shooting, and that misses. Out in front, one-timer score! 1-0 Avonworth. Cooper Powell. Lopes working around the perimeter. Ersta feigned on the attempted shot, but he gets it behind the net. It's out in front. Dadovsky. He shoots point blank. What a stop there by Bobs. Dadovsky in front. Backhander score! You want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts! The alternate captain. Cooper Powell makes his move. Powell to the goal, shooting, scoring! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Cooper Powell with a gorgeous individual effort. Great Cooper Powell, the senior. Dadovsky trying to split the D. Good stick-to-itiveness there by the Max as Dadovsky shoots on goal anyway and puts it wide. You wait. Moore, that pass is fought off by Bobs. Shot and a goal! Happy New Year, Mocha Joe. 4-0 Lopes with 67 seconds to play in period 2. Bevan ricochets that puck off the glass. Jasanowski to the goal. He finds metal, but not mesh. Norris product out for Moser.
Oh,
Moser, a characteristically fast skater, and he puts that one off the body of Hetchko, the Avonworth netminder. From his knees, bouncing back up to play this puck is Moore, and he drew a penalty. Oh, that was all Joey Moore all the time to earn a power play chance for the Lopes, who don't necessarily need it. Coming up, and the Big Macs for half a minute will be shorthanded by 2, as the Lopes want more than just a 2-minute penalty there.
On the ice and in the stands.
That's it. Fort Pitt. Hockey hugs for Andrew Hetchko, proud owner of his first career Penguins Cup playoff shutout. And it comes in the semifinal round here in 2026.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.